markets are finally reacting to the strikes in Venezuela and the United States now running Venezuela. So let's take a look at what's happening. This is oil. In fact, it's the oil futures market. And we started down on the day with the expectation that the United States, now that they'll have access, most likely, still very early days, we'll see how this all shapes up. But assuming the United States gets access to the massive reserves and also oil deposits in Venezuela, that the United States will flood the market with supply. That should cause the price of oil to drop. In fact, the futures market started down much lower, but has been ticking upwards. It was my personal thought and opinion that in the beginning, how the market reacts is the price of oil actually goes up as there's some uncertainty for how this is actually going to shake out, and uncertainty would result in the price of oil going upwards as no one's really quite sure what's going to happen in the short term with exports of Venezuelan oil. But long term, assuming, of course, the United States does get our hands on those oil reserves, the price of oil should long term come down as supply of oil is flooded on the market, if it plays out like that. Also, US mining companies doing very well. They jumped up quite a bit from where they were previously on Friday because US mining companies will be speculated to be very, very large profiteers, if you will, of going in and mining a lot of the natural resources in Venezuela, and that US mining companies will get a lot of contracts to work there. We should also be expecting a lot of very poor quality crude oil from Venezuela to flow to US refineries, the largest of which is Marathon Petroleum Corporation, MPC, and their stock opened up quite a bit after sliding for quite some time. This is very good news for them because they should expect a lot of additional work for them coming from Venezuelan crude oil that is poor quality that needs to be refined to be made usable. And regarding the US defense sector, we've seen some stocks react, some stocks not really react. Palantir opened up about 3 to 4% higher on the day, which is a pretty big initial move for their stock. And that is how the market has currently been reacting to the news and developments within Venezuela.